Hello everyone and welcome back to the Malakai Makaisson campaign. Boy, we are getting close to the end. And speaking of the end, we just have to, well, actually no, we can fight the battle now. I forgot that we have the battle. Let's go get Malakai and let's take care of business. Also, by the way, some of you commented and let me know where the sea lane was. Plus, I went over to our good friend Reddit and checked for the sea lane because I wanted to remember if I was crazy or not. And it's actually down here by you and Bo's starting position. So this sea lane here, the Jade Sea, I believe takes us over to Cathay. There's a couple of them down here, and when we get down there, I think we can click on it and... Yep, there we go. That's the one we want. So that blue one down there. So we got a bit of a journey before we're going to get there, but it is the quickest way for us to get these reinforcements to Grand Cathay. So we're going to continue heading south at full speed. So I'm going to take these characters and just kind of continue to push south. However, with Malakai, we're going to hold tight for just a second. And we're going to go take care of this last adventure battle. So I will see you for this one. Well, I say that. Let's take a look here. Deepwood Scouts, Dryads. This doesn't look too scary. I think we're going to be doing just fine. Speak, folks. He knows how to speak. So apparently he's planning on, like, I would say making some nice furniture out of the trees, but we all know that Malakai, if he was making any furniture, it would just be the table back in the galley of the Thunder Barge so that the dwarves have a good place to drink their ale while raining death and destruction all over their enemies. No doubt. Taking a look at the map here, I don't really want to deploy in that mess. I kind of like this position over here, but let me check the range on it. Ooh, yeah, range is looking good for the cannons. That'll work. I'm going to take Gotrek and Felix, kind of put them out here to do a little bit of blocking and baiting. And I'm going to get our shielded infantry ready to guard the front. Doomseekers will kind of back up the main bit. And I'm just going to get some stuff set up here. I got to just get all of our troops over here and then I can arrange them. Let's pull them on up in. All right, that'll work. Close enough. All right, I want to start the battle. I'm going to let my artillery kind of start firing, and I'm gonna take something like this, kind of fold off, and then Slayers can kind of keep stuff safe here, and something like this, and then let's get Malakai out here, and we got our steam gyros. Yeah, there we go. All right, the cannons are already getting some nice work done. Oh, sweet, I already shot one of my gyrocopters, too. Didn't want to keep you all waiting for the fratter side, so figure I should get that started early. All right, those Hawk Riders are coming after my gyros. I'm going to try and intercept them with the Thunder Barge, just to kind of get in their way. And we're going to... Yeah, there we go, we're blasting them off. They're gonna go for my... Well, I thought they might go for my... Yeah, they're gonna go for the artillery. And I need my Doomseeker. No, they went for the Thunderers. Interesting. I don't want my gyros to blast out my own troops real bad, so I'm gonna hold off a bit there. All right, so the AI has brought in reinforcements. Let's target Big Tree Boy here. I'm gonna give him some business with the old Spear of Grungni, and a solid hit there, solid hit. We've got ourselves an excellent defensive position here. These Hawk Riders still going after it down here, but I don't imagine they're going to do well. Doomseekers, not really meant for anti-large work, but they'll get the job done. I love how my Thunder Barge just pointlessly shot that flame cannon straight into my own troops. That was very helpful. I'm speaking quite facetiously, of course. All right. I'm gonna summon some gyros over here just to be a nuisance and make them shoot at me and waste some time. I'm gonna actually take the bombs. Haha. All right, let's see. I'm gonna come over here and keep bombing these guys. Watch them run away like little cowardly elves. Get them. Get on top of them. Bombed. All right, now I'm just going to come back in here and dive in there. All right, so the elves are kind of attacking me in a strange formation. They're kind of all over the place. They don't have a real organized attack coming at me. Their malevolent ancient tree man, Lore of Life, is getting wrecked. They've got another malevolent tree man here. He's getting wrecked. Speaking of, let's feed that guy a spear of Grungni just for good measure. It's gonna be a near point blank spear as well. Whew. Yeah, he ate it. Down he goes. And we got another tree man coming at us up front. Let's send Gotrek and Felix to intercept it. And my distraction gyros worked. It looks like their Hawk Riders came back for some more action. They actually got a hold of one of my cannons just a little bit there. My gyros, of course, committing some more fratricide because they're never happy until they do. We routed another tree man there. Let's pull back off of that one. We are easily holding our ground here. The Thunder Barges are laying waste to everything that approaches, essentially. And I'm here for it. Let's take these cannons. I'm gonna finish this tree man, and we gotta defeat this dude back here. Else I imagine they might continue to bring in reinforcements. My Slayer Pirates should be able to down that guy. Let's watch them get some good pistol action here. Oh yeah, they're getting a piece of him. Okay, let's take our cannons. I'm gonna make sure they're on a defensive stance. I'm gonna target the tree man off in the distance. Gonna spread these thunders out a little bit right there. I'm gonna keep our thunder barges here. They're out of the way of that artillery, but they're still having good impact on the battle. We've got a lot of archers headed towards us. This could get ugly. Yep, they're gonna go for Malakai. Wonder if we can Cinder Blast shell these guys. Might as well. All right, that Treekin is getting savaged at the moment. I should have some spears up. Let's spear him. I got 1 second before the spear. Oh, there goes one spear. Ooh, just a clean miss because he was laying on the ground from the cannons. And our second spear should be out shortly. He's on the ground again. Stand up so the spear can hit you. Here it comes. Oh yeah, big hit. All right, well, their archers really aren't having too much of an effect on me. And my heroes are easily holding them off. I've got reinforcements in the back just in case they come after me there. Let's bring the spear to Grungni and the other Thunder Barge over. There we go. Their lord's dead. How come I can't switch to Grape Shot on all of these? Does the one not have... I think you can't switch to Grape Shot because of that thing. Oh, never mind. They're already running away. They didn't even stick around to eat grapes with us. I'm always talking about this rune that does the seeking and how it's no good. But look, it got more kills, but it got less damage done. So it's interesting. I don't know how that works. Maybe it's better against like infantry, even though it's supposed to be anti-large. I don't know. I feel like it always misses everything whenever I'm using it. So we completed all of our adventures, folks. That is one of the grudges out of the way. So it says the adventure's been updated. So we have finished it. All the adventures are done. We can't say that we didn't have some good ones because we absolutely did. And now I just have to get all my reinforcements to Cathay. And that I am working on. So we've got all of those armies moving. We will come back over here each turn and keep moving this. So we got 4. Well, one of these armies is going to despawn. It's this one here, but I'm just going to keep moving it that way anyway. So yeah, that one of those armies is going to despawn. We got 98,000 gold, 80,000 per turn. And some of you might be saying, Air, just train more armies. I could. I have nowhere good to train close to the front lines. Like if we take over a settlement, it looks like it'll be useful, say like for instance up in Cathay, then that makes a lot of sense, and I think we can do that. Oh, look at this, we can reach Shangyang. We don't know exactly what we're gonna find there, but this might be such a settlement that I could take over, for instance. Let's continue the siege. And I'm going to move up the army to reinforce.
Demon Slayer.
This one's supposedly... Oh, yeah, we can move far enough. We were just in an ambush stance. We've been running into Skaven over here, and the Skaven, by the way, were getting in behind me. They're trying to, at least. But we can go ahead and take Shenyang. There's really nothing to see here. Let's just auto-resolve that one. And we're going to occupy. I don't want to tear it down. If it is a... No, it's not a very good-sized settlement. But, I mean, we can get it all the way to tier 3 here within 6 turns. I mean, this one might be good for training something. And if we were going to be training stuff, we'd probably want, like... We want to get good access to artillery quickly. And then, like, flying units and stuff like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep moving through our lords. So Oldest and is it Gorzin, his companion up here, moving ever closer to the Great Bastion. But we need to get rid of these Zinchi forces here first. So I think I'm going to move to Iron Storm. And again, I'm going to move these armies together as best I can. This could be a Skaven settlement over here, by the way. Most likely is, because I'm seeing 100% Skaven corruption.
No. Keep your axes close.
Yep. We've got all these runes too. So this is Flaxen's Rune of Seeking. And we can apply it to one of our cannons. We'll go ahead and do it. And then we've got... let's see, Rune of the Furnace. This one is going to give to an assigned Slayer unit. So that's going to narrow that down. This one can go on a lot of our units. It's going to give Terror. That would actually be a pretty good one for a Slayer, but I'm going to put it on my Longbeards because they're like frontline infantry there. Bonus versus large of 8 again. Put that one on the front line. Explosive damage. That actually would be best on our artillery, but you can't put it on a Grudge Settler unit. That one's also an artillery. Man, that one is just really good. I'm going to get rid of the Rune of Seeking. Explosive damage that reduces enemy leadership or increased armor-piercing missile damage and penetration. Let's go with explosive that reduces enemy leadership. I can't even use all these, unfortunately. We'd have to have more artillery units, and we just don't. But there we go. We got those runes assigned. Let's go ahead and take the victory. Occupy the settlement out here. Again, we're going to try and seal up the way behind us where the enemies can't come in from behind us and accomplish anything. There we go. Let's head around. Lord not move. So Belagar. We weren't really sure what to do with him at this point. Probably just going to have to move him around. He's kind of stuck in a limbo of he'll probably never get anywhere important by the end of the campaign. Thorek is, of course, cleansing out the Southern Chaos Waste and being quite successful at it. However, his Thunder Barge is damaged. They might try and kill it here. We're going to watch that closely in the auto-resolve. Nope, they won't. I'm going to just auto-resolve this because I'm really trying to get to Cathay. And I'm probably going to have many episodes of me still just trying to get to Cathay because turn-ins take so long. So if you all wonder why I'm auto-resolving a bunch of these, that is why. And it's because we've got a long ways to go. And I'd like to get to this end point sooner rather than later. So that is my objective. Go through this stuff that's kind of a foregone conclusion. Clearly Tzeentch is not going to be particularly dangerous to me. We've dealt with the Wood Elf threat here and completed that. So again, now this army finds itself just kind of in an awkward no man's land. There's really no one around here to go and attack, which means we kind of just start maybe a long march back towards a dwarf underway. I mean, I don't really know what else to do. So I'm going to start that march. And then it says we have unassigned skill points. Let's see, this is our Demon Slayer that we're dealing with here. We've gotten the upgrades to the missile stuff. I was working on the blue tree. Hero not moved. This is Dranger. Speaking of, no, we can't move him. Let's just come ashore over here. Buildings available. We do have a crap load of money, so we could just start going in and building stuff. At this point, we probably don't need to produce more Oath Gold. I already can't use what we even have at the present, so there's really no purpose. I'm just gonna build some stuff here, just because we need to bury our money. Oh, I'll go check the Mountains of Morn real quick before I do this, just to make sure. Let's go do that real quick. Let's head over to the Mountains of Morn. Because it was just closer to a front line. I want to make sure that I'm building it up as best I can. And again, we could recruit armies from certain areas over here. But we also want to make it defensible in case the Skaven or someone else sneaks out behind us, that we slow down any attempts they make to successfully kind of infiltrate behind us here.
Time for a reckoning.
Okay. Skip whatever's left there. We can issue a commandment here. Another commandment. Commandment. And we're ready to end our turn. One step closer to Cathay here, folks. Haven did get in behind me, as expected. I couldn't quite get my army there in time, but I don't imagine that is going to last long. Like, they'll probably run around behind me for a minute trying to get to as many settlements as they can. So the best they're going to accomplish is to maybe waste a turn or two. But I have been building those settlements, so they're not going to do particularly well. The gates to our settlements have been opened. It's not my settlement. Is it this settlement? Oh, they're trying to siege me here. And they say it's going to kill off all of my units. This is annoying that they've caught me here. I don't have any reinforcements yet, and it does say it's going to kill off my units, but if I just put my leadership out in front of this army, I think we can avoid almost all of this loss. So let's go ahead and fight this. The start battle button before I'd actually deployed. Again, not really sure if y'all are surprised by this type of thing at this point or not, but it is what I did. I'm going to move my leaders up front because they are going to be healing, and I would like them to absorb the initial brunt of this assault. I'm going to target their Exalted Lord of Change here, which is that Sartorial? Yeah, it is. Should have known that. But for a moment, it looked confusing. I wasn't quite sure what I had recognized there. And Sartorial is going down. There's a lot of cockatrice units coming through us here, though, and those are going to actually be really annoying. I'm going to turn my units on them. All right, we got them. I'm going to actually run some heroes back here to help against some of this nonsense. And I'm going to summon some gyros here to help distract as well. I kept one extra unit back here. Oh, gosh. They opened the stupid gateway of Tzeentch here. That's going to suck. All right, they're trying to pull through me with their chariots. And then they've dropped a Tzeentch's firestorm on me. I mean, this is Tzeentch at his finest right here. I've got one of the cockatrices running. I'm going to target the other. Oh my gosh. Now, bear in mind, all of this magic that we're experiencing is after we killed Sartorial. I think it's because the Golden Griffin's here. Fortunately for me, we're near immune to magic because of our just being dwarves. Dwarf nature here. But we are still getting absolutely pummeled by magic. We've got a stupid cockatrice in here behind us. I'm going to try and slow those down as best I can. Our Lord is actually getting pretty beat up out here. Do I have the Rune of Speed, Rune of Negation? I need to negate that damage coming in and get him to safety. If I can slow down some of that damage, take on that cockatrice. All right, we've cleaned out a little bit on this flank. A little bit ugly, but we are getting the job done. And they're struggling to kill our units because we're so immune to magic damage, essentially. Oh yeah, that cockatrice just took some big pain. These quarrelers with great weapons come in handy here because when they do get forced into melee, they're very capable. Whew, our lord is he's in rough shape right now. He's in rough shape. I think he's gonna make it out though, and this becomes a big success for us right there. We weren't able to replenish on the last turn though because of the way that they did this. I figured they might do this to us, and they ended up doing it. It was not a bad move on their part to cause me an extra turn of pain and replenishment, but it didn't succeed, and we didn't lose any of our units either, and thank goodness we have all that magic resistance. And I can't imagine surviving that battle without the innate dwarf resistance to magic, thank goodness. So we got out of it. I'm going to take a little bit of replen there. It's going to force them back. Hopefully they won't be able to attack me again, and we can actually replenish this time, because we badly need to. I don't really think that if they attack again, they're going to find any success. They'd have to have a whole nother army ready to join them, which, you know, the AI does frequently get a whole nother army ready to join them. So I wouldn't be totally shocked by it. All right, Grombrindle is at Dragon Fang Mount. He finished off the Dragon Isles, and he needs to make his way into Southern Cathay, so we're going to begin that process. It's going to be several turns of marching, and then we're going to also get the special... Well, we already have the special building at Dragon Fang Mount, which is great. I'm going to get all the trade goods out of there, and we're going to continue to build this area up. And our hero here, I'm going to follow this loser. And then I'm going to try and get in here behind these Skaven and force their hand. So they didn't actually take the Maw Gate, and they didn't actually destroy it. They just sacked it because they're dumb, and now they're going to get themselves stuck, you know, having to fight against settlements that are... They don't maybe not have amazing garrisons, but they're going to have garrisons, and, you know, it's not what they want to be doing is fighting those garrisons with me right on their tail, literally, because they're Skaven, so they have a tail, and we're on it. This is probably typical of what they're going to do here, where they're going to try and go back around me to these minor settlements and take them from me. And so what I'm going to do... Some other armies are in a forced march there, actually, so that is really dumb on their behalf. I'm going to move this army down here. We're going to end up taking some attrition to the Chaos Waste here, which is frustrating. But both these armies are in forced march, so we're going to catch and destroy them. The Skaven may decide to flee. I can't stop them from skitter fleeing here. But they are going to join their friends in death, which I appreciate. Their willingness or unwillingness to die here. You put it whichever way you want. This is going to go on a Slayer. I think that would go... I think they go really good on the Giant Slayers. Let's see, this one is a Rune of Dismay, and it's going to cause terror. Let's put that on one of our Iron Breakers. This one is the Discouraged effect. Let's maybe do that on a Slayer. And this one can go on any of them. It's a 10% ward, so that'll be really cool on an Iron Breaker again. Explosive damage, so this is going to be an artillery rune. Let's put that on one of the increased armor penetration. And then this one's going to be able to go on just about anything melee attack +8. Let's, again, just maybe go here on the Iron Breakers, just to make that Iron Breaker line even more dreaded. So all those runes can come in handy. I'm going to go ahead and auto-resolve this. It's really not a big fight. Festus and Kolek going to go down yet again. They're going to be getting used to being on the ground and beaten. So 3 more enemy armies dealt with. Unfortunately, we're going to eat some chaos attrition here, like I said. Not much I can do about that. Man, the Skaven are really full of trash units here, so again, I have to imagine that they just haven't built the right settlements, and it's costing them big time. I'm going to have armies coming in from the south, so I think I'm going to try to kind of focus on moving into Clan Eshin's territory here instead of going down here to the south, because Grombrindle and this other army, and then I've got yet another army chasing the Skaven there. Let's head underground. And I'm going to keep these guys close to each other, and we're going to start hitting Clan Eshin settlements, because Clan Eshin is the campaign goal at this point. Taking Eshin off the battlefield is our objective. We're alone with this army, which I don't like. So have to be careful. Throg is working for the Poxmakers. That's kind of cool. That's one thing I actually like about that recruit defeated legendary lords is the AI uses it too, and you kind of end up with interesting battles later in the game. Whereas you might be missing all those people late in the game normally, and it's just not as much fun. All right, these guys got to replenish, so we're gonna leave them there and let them do that, and then unassign skill points. Now we're gonna have to take care of a lot of these because I have a lot of my characters on the auto upgrade, which makes sense. We got Blood Forged. I think we probably want to go ahead with Smoke and Mirrors, increase Melkoth's miasma, building upgrades available. So again, this is where we can kind of just start dumping money into all of our territories. So I'm gonna again go check the Mountains of Morn. What is this? Nemesis Crown dig site. I'm not interested in the Nemesis Crown right now. All right, let's just... So see, like, for instance, here, I could throw in a couple of buildings. We might be able to do some recruiting here. Maybe too little, too late, but again, just an option. So I'm going to keep that option open by preparing that settlement. Karak Flag. Peak, Challenge Stone. Again, none of this stuff's going to be ready for much by the time we get there, but just do my best to make these places difficult for the AI to retake. Certainly not interested in the monolith at this point. Just, these aren't really the right buildings here. I'm going to actually tear that down because that doesn't belong there. And just kind of keep working our way. Karak Azul. Go up to tier 5, build up the salt lines. Don't really need these buildings that are giving me more oath gold. We're gonna have a nest egg of oath gold like the world has never seen by the time we finish this campaign. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it there for spending.
Demon Slayer.
We have to keep marching these armies south, and we're gonna have to come all the way to here. Be multiple more turns. So again, I don't know that these armies are ever even going to make it to Grand Cathay in time. All I have to do is extinct Clan Eshin. And maybe easier said than done. It's really going to depend on a bunch of factors, but there's really only 3 armies here because one of them is a summoned army, so I've got all of them moving to where they need to go. And Leosaro, I think it's time to end our turn. All right. Another turn behind us. I've got these 2 armies. Again, I'm just going to move them to the closest underway passage, which is honestly probably right here. Karak Flag. Got a bunch of plagues and other stuff going on. Let's start taking care of our movement for our lords. These are the guys that were hitting a little bit of a chaos attrition. We should actually be able to take the one army and make it to Dragon's Crossroad. This one I'm going to go and move underground, or sorry, move it in a camp stance. It's another settlement. And we're just weakening the enemy, strengthening ourselves. One by one here. I only see the one Skaven army in the vicinity, and it was the trashy one led by Skrolk. We don't have that many more settlements out here, just a few to wrap up. I think 4 or 5 probably we got to wrap up over here, and then we can head through the Great Bastion, which should be interesting. I've never fought my way into the Great Bastion. And we are ready for another fight here. I'm going to move this army up as reinforcements. It's obviously a Skaven settlement because it won't let me move close to it. All right. There we go. Another Skaven settlement into our hands. Excellent.
Dishonored. For a change, doom can come to us.
There we go. So the Skavens, this might be their capital right here, Zimpo, actually. So I'm going to really try and cut straight into the heart of the Skaven here. See whether we can find some success. I'm going to take this army and actually hide them for now back here, because I see multiple armies in front of me, and I really need Grombrindel's grumpy self to come reinforce me. while this army chases down these Skaven remnants that are... And now we should have them stuck between Amble Peak. And Amble Peak's not going to be any good, but I'll build it here just to kind of keep their attention headed in that direction. And we'll be able to catch them here. They won't be able to get away from us for much longer. Blood Peak. So again, we're building up these settlements, making something difficult for the AI to just waltz in and counterattack. I'm trying to make sure I've got solid defenses in all of these places, so it'll put some huge attrition into the enemy if they were able to mount a counteroffensive, which I'm not convinced that they will be able to mount any sort of effective counteroffensive at this point. Awesome. So I'm building literally everything I can here. All right, Lord not move. So Belagar is kind of just wasting time. There's really, I mean, I could move him, but again, not sure that he'll ever show up. I don't know, maybe I should, just in case, and then we'll be ready if and when the time comes. So Occam's Forever Maze.
Fight for your own.
All right.
Make it fit for the
Southern
dying.
Chaos Waste slowly but surely being rolled up, and we're moving in both directions at this point.
Master of
A lot of replenishment to do here at Demon's Gate, though. So I'm going to make sure that we do that.
iron-willed.
Okay, I have the army. There was another army that was headed to the Southern Waste to reinforce us.
Aye,
It took some attrition on the high seas,
on to glory for
but it
your
is
sisters.
almost ready to arrive. I'm going to send it this way. It'll probably take some more high seas attrition along the way. It's okay. We'll get to where we're going. Unassigned skill point. This one's going to go to Ulrika. And let's see, what do we want to do with her? Let's do Confident All-Rounder. So we got Pit of Shades, which is a good one. Let's do Confident All-Rounder. Other unassigned skill points. This one's a Demon Slayer. Again, I'm trying to make sure that they get the right stuff here. But we're not going to do the skill points on everybody, obviously, because it's going to take a very long time. With the Dragon Slayer, I honestly don't care at this point. I used to be kind of picky about it, but it's not going to matter now.
Slayer,
All right.
let's be having you.
Where did that... I don't know where that enemy agent went that I was chasing, so I'm just going to go do some scouting off in that direction.
I'm here.
Good.
Me if you
More unassigned
dare.
skill points. Do the increased mobility and then set that one to auto. And now we just have a bunch of buildings. I was going to do kind of first come, first serve here because I'm not too concerned. With the amount of money we have, it's only going to be a matter of turns before we're pretty much built up as much as we can be. All right, so getting one step closer here. Let's keep hitting these settlements. Where I can, I'll build defenses, build up main chains, trade growth, anything basically. We're going to spend money on it. A lot of these places, it's not going to be particularly necessary because we're probably never going to be back in this vicinity during the campaign, but yeah, you never know. There we go, another turn in. All right, near Taizu, the Skaven showed up, and they've got quite a load of crap here. Let's see, 2 Jezzails, 3 Rattlings, 3 artillery pieces. They have 4 summons. Fortunately, since Clan Scryer is gone, we don't have to deal with warp nukes. A couple more Jezzails. And then, yeah, more artillery. This is going to be annoying if I auto-resolve. It wants to kill off some of my Slayers, and those take many turns to replenish, and I'm kind of not okay with that. So I'm going to dig in and blast the Skaven here. All right, folks.
Just go and kill something.
They actually have better artillery range than me at the moment until Dig In starts up. And what are they shooting? Oh my gosh, are they in range of my infantry?
That's the place.
They probably are, but they're firing at my leadership, thank goodness, and I'm going to let them do that. The Jezzails have magic attack, by the way, which is going to reduce their effectiveness slightly. Oh, dang, I didn't even think of this. I don't have Slayers on top of my artillery, which means that the Skaven are probably about to summon on top of me. So I'm going to stick my Slayers back here. All right, the dig in, I think just, yep, it just kicked in. So my organ guns are in range. I think I'm gonna target that. I'm gonna go for their artillery first. And reinforcements are on the way. I've got two groups of reinforcements. One is a crappy garrison that I don't want. The other is an actual army that I do want. Yep, there's the summon that I expected. Straight on into my Bugmans, but that won't do them any good to hit the Bugmans. Wow, my artillery is absolutely decimating theirs at the moment. So their Warp Lightning Cannon's almost gone. That summon is going to be basically ineffective. All right, I'm now going to start targeting Warp Lock Jezzails. Their reinforcements have arrived. My reinforcements have arrived. I'm going to slow it down for just a minute. Is that Skaven nonsense back there in the... All right, my reinforcements. I'm going to bring the artillery up because this is really kind of the only open position for me to come fire from. And this is Ungrim's army, which is mostly just Slayers, though I do have a few armored units to kind of make a front line with. And then I'm going to back that artillery up with a bunch of giant Slayers in case anything gets through. And then I'm going to back up the front line with a bunch of Doom Seekers. And then that should put me in a good spot. And then there's Ungrim and his heroes are going to run right out front. And that should be it. That's going to be all my reinforcements for now. You have the single brimstone gun, by the way. And then my other gyros. What did I do with them? Oh, I forgot to deploy them. That's brilliant. All right. Good start for me. Let's hit play. So Warplock Jezzails are a big concern for me. I want them dead. The Poison Wind Mortars just opened up on me as well. I'm going to need those dead. So I'm going to attack Poison Wind Mortars. But overall, we should be in decent shape. Some Rattling Guns wheeling up there. They're going to start firing at my leadership. I'm going to put a Summon Gyrocopter up here to see if I can kind of distract the enemy. And then those lines of Rattling Guns. Let's do a little bit of... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Good stuff. My artillery is in position now, too. I'm going to start targeting... Yeah, those Rattling Guns are going down in a hurry. There's a Warplock Jezzail back there. I'm going to target this Warplock Jezzail. Yeah, I hear a lot of summons and nonsense. I hear Warp Lightning, but the Warp Lightning not really doing anything effective at the moment. They've got more artillery loaded up on that other flank. There's a ton going on. It's kind of hard for me to pay attention to everything. Everything's going fine, though, for the time being. I'm going to slow it down. This artillery over here, I'm going to take some shots at those Rattling Guns. And then let's hit play again. Again, every now and then I'm going to try and slow it down just to make sure that I am appropriately using my resources, because this is such a big battle. Now remember that we backed up our front line over here with Doom Seekers, so despite the fact that they're hitting me with Death Runners, should be in good shape. I've got multiple units of Slayers to back up this main line as well, and they are really going after my gyros at the moment. They're also going after my artillery here. Let's see if I can get rid of that Rattling Gun. The Skaven are getting absolutely decimated, which is great. This is exactly what I want. I don't think they have a whole lot of help left out here. I'm gonna try and clean up the rest of these artillery pieces. The Plague Claw Catapult way back out there. There's a couple more units way out there in the distance. I'm just gonna commit my Slayers to this fight and see if we can crush this stuff quick. And we are succeeding. Their Grey Seer is getting savaged. Whew, their artillery is getting some sound hits on me. I'm gonna have to target it. Take the flame cannon there. And let's see. All right, yeah, we're cleaning up different units here. The main reason this battle isn't over is because the Skaven still possess some dangerous use. I'm gonna actually take this Slayer unit way back here, and I'm gonna go after their Master Assassin. They do have some warp lock, or sorry, some rattling guns back here still. Let's get rid of some of these skirmish units. There we go, there we go. All right, yeah, I've got some pressure headed deep on the Skaven over here. My artillery was getting savaged pretty hard. It's now kind of pulling this fight out. Block Jezzails. Let's target another Jezzail over there. I'm still taking damage on that. What is getting me back here? Is that just artillery? Yeah, we're getting shot up. Our artillery's getting shot up pretty good. I think we're gonna be fine now, though. It looks like the Skaven army is about to break and shatter. So this is going to be a good result for us, especially considering they had all that artillery. I felt like this was a pretty efficient battle for the most part, especially considering how hard it is to control everything at once as well. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that this one came out. And I get a few extra kills on these Jezzails on the way out of here. There we go. So this... Ooh, never mind. Just killing my own guys. Let's just end the battle. All right, here we go. So we took out the Skaven. Again, I think it was a fairly efficient performance. It wasn't perfect. They did pretty well against some of my artillery, but they ultimately were... My artillery was doing a lot more damage to them than theirs was to me. So they got Anvil Peak, but like I said, I'm pretty sure they're kind of stuck there now. I don't know if they can keep running after that, so we're going to catch up to them sooner or later. They can't run forever. Alberic wants a non-aggression pact. They don't have any wars that look bad, so sure. Just burn through the rest of that turn. And I'm going to go ahead and move all these armies over here. They are moving on their own. It just takes a really long time because the animation is slow whenever the turn ends. So I'm just going to give all these guys a manual click here and get them on the move so I don't have to sit through that again. On the turn in, so I got all those moving. I'm going to head down here to the southern waste. And let's see, my other army is inbound. It's going to take some attrition still, but it's mostly except... Oh, look at this! Elspeth coming to the rescue. Not very impressed by her army still, but I love the initiative that she's taking here. Joining the fight to rid the world of Tzeentch. No one likes change, and we're all tired of it. So Tzeentch can take a hike. I want to attack their capital. Is it too risky to go underground, though, and risk getting ambushed? I mean, we could get ambushed regardless. I don't really want those two armies to go behind me, but I don't want to waste a bunch of time chasing them or just waste movement points for one turn, because they're probably gonna... Well, that one can't run away. Let's take this army and attack right here, because he can't run away, which means the other one will probably stay and try and help him. Yep. So then we get an easy auto-resolve. I can replenish. And then what I will do is move this army as far back this way as I can, and then we'll put this army into an ambush stance, like right here. And we'll see if we can lure any Skaven armies in. And then we can head north of the Bastion here.
Demon Slayer.
Going to move this army up. We're going to kill Skrolk. I can't believe he didn't run. He is going to run now, and unsurprisingly so.
Bane of demons.
We're going to catch and kill him. Because he's dumb and he's Skrolk. There we go. I need to start taking over the Great Bastion. Looks like I could actually reach... Well, the Skaven are going to own it.
Follow at your peril.
If I move all the way up here, can I reinforce this?
There be demons at home.
Yeah, we can. Sweet. I think we can actually take the Turtle Gate right here. Yes, we can. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we've reached the Bastion. This actually comes up as a level 3 gate for us. Doesn't look like the gate gets defended as well whenever you're not Cathay, and that makes sense. Like Cathay would be the ones to defend that gate properly. Still got some settlements behind me. I might have to split my armies here, which is risky, because we might run into good armies. You never know when you will. I'm going to build stuff here, because that might attract the Skaven and just kind of keep their attention up there closer to the front, rather than them making a run for my back here. Just going to kind of run around there. All right, and then that Skaven army, it hit the settlement and then was able to flee to the other side, so their skitter fleeing nonsense is continuing here. I'm done chasing these guys. They're not going to accomplish anything of note back here. Like, I've got garrisons at some of these places. They're going to take attrition. Like, they're not going to be able to do anything forever. I'm going to just head back this way and get in the way of the poxmakers here. Actually, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop the poxmakers from getting in here and doing their thing. All right, and then these two armies need to join up.
Time for a reckoning.
Come here and do some scouting. And then Thorek can't quite reach the next settlement that we need to attack, so we'll head underground. Unassigned skill point. Ulrika is leveling up very quickly now, no doubt because of the mentor, and I don't know who all it applies to from her, but that's what she's going to be probably benefiting from, and that should work here for now. More unassigned skill points. This is another Demon Slayer. Kind of working on the Lightning Strike. I feel like that's going to be handy.
If it speeds me doom,
and now we just got a bunch of building upgrades again. So we'll just come to the turn in, and again, I kind of already looked at some of my settlements in the mountains, so I'm just going to kind of bounce through here, spend the money, make our empire ever more powerful. Let's see, there we go. Like I said, most of this stuff is certainly not necessary. But playing this far into the campaign also isn't necessary, and I did, so we're gonna follow it up. If you all came here wanting to see Dwarven greatness restored, then that is exactly what you're gonna get. Alright, that's gonna be about all the money I can spend for this turn. Issue a commandment at the Turtle Gate here. We might as well just go with growth and control there. Alright, Ungrim's ambush was foiled. We had someone wounded. That sucks. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Skaven have a lot of agents, especially Clan Eshin. Kind of famous assassins, right? That's the things they do. You know, for such famous assassins, he sure is running away quick. That's Claw, by the way. Hopefully he doesn't get to bring any warp nukes with him to Clan Eshin. He cannot run anymore, though, so feel free to stay put. You're going to pay the price for assassinating that leader. Okay, I'm going to move up over here. Ooh, hang on now. Hang on. I can't quite get across the river all in one turn here. I have to keep these two armies close to each other, but we're going to hit their capital. I think it's their capital here very soon. And we're already making good inroads against Clan Eshin. Go ahead and risk it and go for Pome here.
To doom, then. Follow it.
Let's continue the siege. Yep, they've got a big army, which means we're going to move up reinforcements. And we're just going to take care of business here. Now we shouldn't take any losses. Yeah, there we go. All right, so good success so far against Clan Eshin. We're taking a big chunk out of them, and quite quickly, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to just kind of dive into their territory, because again, they are our objective. I would love to sit around and kill Tzeentch, and you all know that we're going to be able to accomplish that. But again, to finish the campaign, Clan Eshin has to be destroyed. And so that is where my focus is going to be for the time being. Let's take this army. I'm going to move it forward up here and make it look vulnerable while keeping an ambush army right there with it. Yeah, neither one of... Well, we actually might be able to reach him. We could, but he'll probably just run away when he sees us, so we'll wait. Looks like they retreated over here. That makes sense. They should. They were going to lose that fight. I'm going to push forward in an ambush stance so they can't see me. Oh, can't see me. Well, we found them. So they were hiding right up in front of me, so I'm going to auto-resolve that. It's easy victory for us. Nice try, Throg. But I guess it is kind of hard to hide when you're a gigantic stinking troll and someone can smell you from several miles away, so probably wasn't the best idea for him to be hiding. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. We're going to be back on the next one. I don't know whether we can finish it on the next one or not. We're certainly getting close to being able to do it. We got to wipe out a lot of Skaven territory. They got multiple settlements way over here, so we're going to have to push in hard from the south. Might even just ignore the Poxmakers for the time being, and we'll just go berserk for the Skaven territory. They are spread all the way over to here, though, so that is frustrating to say the least. The quicker we can get these guys over here, too, the quicker it puts an end to all of this. This is definitely the end game right here. Like, if these forces arrive in Cathay, then it's over. It was already pretty much over. But yeah, we are probably still 3 turns away, though, from the sea lane. And then however many turns of travel, 2 or 3 more turns of travel. So I'll see you soon. HeirofCarthage signing out.